Hi, my name is Jack Rockwood, and I'm the producer for Team SMS, and this is our Sprint 2 milestone for Paint the Town Dead. Up front, I want to remind everyone that Paint the Town Dead is a first-person combat melee game, where players beat up aliens and spread colorful blood throughout a dull map. Code's goals for this sprint was to build out the foundation of that gameplay loop, by building a modular combat system, implementing a basic movement structure, and improving out the blood splatter system, which we believe to be core to the game's aesthetic. Design supported these endeavors by developing a foundational combat structure and building things like level blockouts in both arena and linear style to see how paint spread in combat and how combat felt in those spaces. Design also built a scoring system that will reward players for stylish combos. Art worked on things like fully animating combat, starting on the enemy rigs and finalizing concept art. UI also did some work in mocking up how things like the scoring system will be shown to players. Audio created basic SFX and implemented them into the game.
During this sprint, we created the foundation for our combat system. This includes 4 different attack types that can quickly be chained together, with knockback, hit stun, and suck to target. We have a workflow that allows designers to define each animation's hit frames and speed. They can also customize how each attack type behaves, applying any combination of hit effects with different values. For example, jabs might have a far suck to target with a hit stun, while uppercuts apply an upwards force, and short distance suck to target. This is our movement, which includes physics-based walking, sprinting, jumping, and sliding. Of course, all these values are adjustable for designers. Finally, we managed to prove out the large-scale blood splattering that will be used later on for scoring. To do this, we leveraged Unity 6 features with VFX Graph, rendering up to thousands of particles and decals without too much performance cost.
All right, and then for design, the primary thing we've been working on is our combat design, obviously. We've been really working to make this feel as good as possible because it's the core of our game. So the current version we've got just works with the 2 mouse buttons, where tapping the left or the right will give you just a normal punch in each direction, and then holding them will give you like a charged up version. So for the right mouse button, that's an uppercut that launches the enemy up, and for the left, that's a mountain punch that gives you a ton of knockback, kind of as a good keep away tool. Obviously, we're going to keep continuing to tune this and work on it over the coming weeks. Yeah. Then for level design, we've got 2 early blockouts for the kind of spaces that we want our player to work in, an arena and something a little bit more linear. Probably going to end up having a linear level with some arenas inside of it. But yeah, that's pretty much it for levels. Then for scoring, we've just got a pretty early design for scoring using style that's based on your splatter. So your multiplier with your style, like you would see in any, like in DMC or Ultra Kill, will affect how much splatter you do, and then that splatter will tie into your score at the end of the level.
All right, for art progress during Sprint 2, we were able to get started on combat animations along with a player rig. We have 2 combos now, one for knockback and then one for up air knockback. We've also made some environment art progress where we've begun laying out a example level along with some designs for the interior environments. We've also made progress on our grunt enemy. Concept art from Ren is on the left, and then the character model, which we are getting Rachel Tibbs' help with, is on the right. Retopo and the rig will be completed throughout the beginning of Sprint 3, and hopefully we'll be able to get animation started for the enemy as soon as possible.
For concept art, Ren did multiple variations of the same basic enemy race we will see throughout the game. On the left, we have the grunt, and on the right, we have the ranged enemy, similar in shape, but with different features to distinguish them from each other. For the player character, Ren did an early mock-up, taking inspiration from games like Hi-Fi Rush and Ultra Kill. For our UI mockup, we looked at ways to communicate things like the combo meter to the player and important information such as health and what weapon they have equipped.
Hey, what's up? It's Aiden. Here to show off some of the audio stuff that we have been progressing on. So far, we got movement all pretty much, the players all pretty much set up. So you can see we got footsteps from normal and sprinting. We got jumping and landing. We got attack sounds. We got the damage hit noises. And yeah, so the player is pretty much finished. Next sprint will be focusing a lot on getting more diversity in those swings and making sure that they sound more unique, as well as the splatters when you hit an enemy, as well as adding some extra splatter for like when the decals hit the ground for when to give it some more effect.
Here are our goals for the next sprint. Code is looking to build out a modular enemy type, add advanced movement capabilities in things like grenade boosting, and implement the scoring system as designed. Design is looking at finalizing the movement system, deepen and balancing the combo system, and reworking level design as new enemies are introduced. Art will build things like enemy rigs and implement them into the game with some basic animation. UI will also look to get things in-game and tying it with the scoring system, and environment art will progress in detailing and decorating the levels. Audio looks to progress on adaptive music by building out things like motifs and how music sounds at different points in the game. That was our Sprint 2 milestone. Thank you all so much for watching.